He said, if I tell you what he was speaking, you will not be able to understand. His realizations are so high that if you hear them, you will faint. So, in this way I received some impressions by meeting Srila Sridhar Maharaj himself. But I did not know so much about him. What was his background? Who he was? I knew that he had some relationship with my Gurudev, and I knew that he was a prominent disciple of Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati. But in course of time, I would learn more. As the years passed by, a couple of years passed by, many devotees began to come to Srila Sridhar Maharaj. And Western devotees asking so many questions, so much advice, and asking questions on different siddhantas. And now they began to hear some answers which were sounded to them like it was different than what they heard from our Srila Prabhupada. For example, in the question of Jiva Tattva, where has the Jiva soul fallen from to come to this material world? It was the general impression of most of the Western devotees, because they did not properly understand the teachings of our Srila Prabhupada. It was their idea that the Jiva soul, the Jivatma, has fallen from Goloka Vrindavan, that he was there in an eternal relationship with Krishna, as cowherd boy, as gopi, like this. And one day, he became envious of Krishna, and suddenly, because of that, he was cast out of the spiritual world and fell down to the material world. So this question was asked to Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and Srila Sridhar Maharaj began to so nicely explain the actual Siddhanta, giving many quotations from different Shastras, because Srila Sridhar Maharaj was Siddhanta Vid and Shastra Nipun. He was given this title by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Scriptural Genius, Shastra Nipun. He was vastly learned in all the Shastras. He was a very great Vaishnav poet and author. And during the time of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he was one of the main prominent preachers. And after the time of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he was like the Siddhanta Acharya of all of Gaudiya Math. All Vaishnavas used to come to him, and they would hear from him very great exalted personalities, like Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosvami Maharaj, a Mahabhagavad Vaishnava. He used to come and hear from Srila Sridhar Maharaj, like Siksha Guru, regarding him as Siksha Guru. Our Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj used to also consider him to be Siksha Guru. And so many others also accepted him in this way. So, when Srila Sridhar Maharaj would explain very carefully these Siddhantas, and he explained, no, the Jiva soul is from Tatastha region. He is not coming from Goloka Vrindavan. He has not had this connection with Krishna previously. Now he has fallen due to his misuse of his free will from the Tatastha region. And now he has come to this world and captured by Maya. So some persons did not understand this. And gradually, because of misunderstanding, because of immature understanding of the philosophy on this point and various other points, they now began to think, oh, it sounds like Srila Sridhar Maharaj is saying different than what our A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj has said. And then so much confusion and so much political agitation began. And unfortunately, they separated themselves from his divine association, whom our Srila Prabhupada said that you can get guidance from him. He gave that order, but they disobeyed this order and they went far away. So, as the years passed by, a couple of more years, I began to consider what is happening here. That this very great personality is being rejected and defamed. And I began to read his books. Some of his books had now become published by some Western devotees who came to him, from his lectures, from his pravachans. And particularly one book called Sri Guru and His Grace. Now this book has been read all over the world in all different languages. But this is practically the standard textbook for Guru Tattva. If anyone wants to understand what is Guru Tattva, simply by reading this book, it will become perfectly clear. And when I began to read this book, now I began to deeply ponder, there has been a very great offense made against this great Vaishnava. And now I began to inquire more about this personality. And I found out so much about his background and how he had such a relationship with our Srila Prabhupada, and how our Srila Prabhupada publicly announced and declared in front of all of his disciples that I lived many years with Srila Sridhar Maharaj as a very intimate friend. I accepted him as Siksha Guru, and we had so many intimate talks. And in my mission to preach in the Western world, by this association that I had with Srila Sridhar Maharaj, discussing all deep Siddhantas, Krishna was preparing me for this mission through this divine personality.